What is the significance of Puja Swamiji's red shawl? I know Hindu sannyasis wear orange or saffron, but Puja Swamiji seems to wear red also. So here's what the colors of sannyas refer to. It's typically some shade of what we call saffron. The colors refer to two things. It's the color of the flames of fire. So if you look at fire flames, what you see is oranges, reds, dark yellows. Mix all of them together on a palette, and what you're going to end up with is a shade very much like saffron. Now the fire, the symbol of the fire is when you take vows of renunciation, you burn. Well, there's two meanings to it actually. One of them is literally a cremation of the former self. A cremation of the attachment to, the identity, the history. Not a cremation of the history itself, but a cremation of the attachment to it. A cremation of the identification with the former history. So in the Hindu tradition, when someone passes away, we cremate the body. When you take vows of sannyas, there's actually a cremation ritual you go through, your own, of being literally reborn in the order of sannyas. But the fire has another meaning, which is the same meaning as the sacred yagna fire that we do every evening on the banks of Ganga and where people do all over the world. The fire is a purifier. That's what fire does. If you had a splinter that you wanted to remove and you had a needle or a pair of tweezers or something, the fastest way to sterilize that would be you'd light a match, you'd stick it in the match for 30 seconds, and boom, your needle is sterile, your tweezers are sterile. So fire purifies. And we put into the fire, when we perform the yagna, all of that within us, which needs to be purified. Not the self. Not the self. The Hindu tradition is very, very emphatic that the self is pure, is holy, is divine, is whole. The impurity is that which we have stuck onto the self, all of that false identification. We've been speaking a lot the last few nights about ego and emotions, anger and grudges and expectations and identifications and whatnot. So that's all the false self. That's what we offer to the fire. And when you take vows of sannyas, the fire is a symbol of burning all of that. You burn the attachment to anything for the self. You no longer earn another penny for yourself. Sannyasis don't have, day jobs. I mean, we do, we just don't get paid for them. And so you're not earning anything, you're not owning anything. You don't have a family, you don't marry, you don't have children. So it's an absolute renunciation of and purification of attachment to the physical body, the identification, the history. I mean, all of the stuff we've been speaking about so much the last few nights. So that's what the fire symbolizes, is my own ego, my own attachments, my expectations, my greed, my lust, my desires. It's a purification of that. So that's one meaning of this color. The other meaning is it's the color of the sun at sunrise and sunset. Again, the same mix of oranges, reds, yellows, that if you stuck them in a palette and you stirred them up, you'd end up with something around this color. And the meaning of the sun is that the sun gives and gives and gives. And Pujya Swamiji explains it so beautifully. He says the sun gives with no expectations. It's not a matter of, are you going to wake up every morning and do sun salutations? Are you going to do sun puja? Are you going to come and offer water every morning to the sun? No expectations. You do sun salutations, you get sunshine. You don't do sun salutations, you still get sunshine. No expectation. No discrimination. So it's not that the sun shines on Hindus and not Muslims, or Jews and not Christians, or people of certain color. No. Sun shines for all. No vacation. Sun never wakes up and says, oh, forget it. We get night so we can sleep, but while it's night for us, it's morning. Pick up the phone, call California. They're just getting up. In the winter time, when it seems like the sun takes vacation, more and more there's less sun. Well, call your friends in the southern hemisphere, talk to someone in Australia or New Zealand. It's their summertime. So we get a vacation from the light, but the sun never takes a vacation. And no hesitation. There's never a moment that the sun says, shine, not shine, shine, not shine. And that's the teaching that he gives of how we should live. And that's, again, what the color refers to, is when you take sannyas, it's no longer about, I'll work for my family, as in those who are related to me by blood or by marriage. I'll work for my people. People of my religion, people of my color, people of my neighborhood. The world becomes your family. And that service should be no expectation. People appreciate you, they don't appreciate you. They salute you, they don't salute you. Either way, serve. No vacation, no hesitation, and no discrimination. So that's what the color means. Circling back to the specific question about the color of his shawl, it's part of the same color spectrum. So whether it's an orangey saffron, a yellowy saffron, more of a burgundy, they're all just different shades of that same flames of fire and sun at sunrise and sunset.